You know that ChatGPT is owned by Bing. I don't know if you knew that or not. A lot of people don't know that. It pulls the content all these years from that. But AI hasn't traveled to Italy. AI hasn't traveled to Greece to tell you firsthand, hey, when you're sitting in that little cafe, order this and do this. So you have to brush on your personal mindset back.
The art of getting good results back is really a whole matter of prompting. If you know how to ask the question and you give enough context to the question, AI will do a much better job. What else could I tell you that would enhance this answer? And it will tell you what to do.
Right, but what I'm saying is, just like you said, they have to learn the prompts. I have an entire book, it's like my Bible of prompts, and it teaches me. But you could easily do this. All you have to do is go on ChatGPT. I guarantee you, if you just go into Chat or go into Toby or go into whatever you want and say, if I'm in travel and I need a specific information, I'm writing an email to a customer, how should I prompt you? And they'll give you the prompt. Hi, everyone. We're here again with Task Talks podcast. That's a tongue twister in itself. And I'm very honored to have a very good friend of mine, Richard Earls, who is president of Voyager Social. Now, telling you that he's my friend and that he's in the travel business does no justice. To me, Richard, you are a legacy. You are... And I talk about you all the time like that. I don't mean to make you sound old or anything, right?
That was my first thought.
You are, how many years?
35.
35 years in the industry. 35 years in the industry. And we don't look like we've been in it for more than 5 years. We're doing great. And boy, has it changed. When we got into the industry, Richard, I just want you to think about this. When you and I got into the industry, we didn't have the internet.
No.
Right? What a game changer. What a difference. Where we're at now, I kind of liked it back then. It was a little bit easier than it is now. But one thing that I have to say about Richard is he is a visionary. Okay, we talked about this many, many, many times. And I'm so honored to have him come on our Task Life cruise, January 12th to the 16th. I'm sorry, 12th to the 16th on Royal Caribbean Wonder of the Seas. But what I like about what he's doing and what he's done through the years is that he sees there's a change. And he's one step ahead of the game. I remember when he first started the Voyager websites because people needed help with websites. He was the first one doing it. Then people needed help with posting social media. He was the first one doing it. Then we needed to get marketing done and blast emails. I've been doing, how long have you had Where to Next?
Probably 6 years.
No, it has to be longer than that.
That I'm unsure.
The Where to Next, the email blast that goes out, the newsletter? Maybe 6 years. Okay, it just seems longer to me. But that goes out. Like all this that he does, it's a constant learning. Isn't it always learning, Richard? And it's always growing and evolving.
Yeah, and you're probably right. It may have been more than 6 years. What I've discovered is that that whole COVID interlude has completely distorted my concept of time. I have trouble in a linear fashion thinking through when I began something and when I started something else.
That's not a good sign.
Maybe not.
That's a sign of getting old, okay? That's what that is. Don't blame, everyone blames everything on COVID. What the heck? Anyway, I do want to start with what you've done now. Now he's revolutionizing the entire travel industry with Toby. And if you're not familiar with Toby, I hope to God you are familiar with AI. Because if you're not, I don't know what planet you're from, but you're totally missing out on the entire world news of every day. But let me ask you something, Richard. What role will artificial intelligence, that's what AI is for those that don't know, play in the travel industry in the short and long term of things? How do you see things going?
Well, there's no doubt about it. It's here already. It's already affecting us. Long term, it's a tsunami. Uh, in the short term, it's going to be used mostly like people use chat right now. But in the near future, it will be in everything. It'll be in your CRM. It will be, as it already is, in your search capabilities on the internet. It will be in your refrigerator. AI is going to be in absolutely everything. And that's, there's been a lot of resistance early on to the concept of AI. I think because people felt threatened by it. And I'm going to try to allay some of those concerns about the future. Uh, but there's a lesson in what you were saying about the times in the early part of this industry before the internet. And because travel advisors had a dumb terminal on their desk, they learned Sabre and they learned Galileo and WorldSpan, but they didn't learn how to use computers. And the result of that was the general population, consumers, pulled way ahead of travel agents in the use of a computer. And that gave birth to Travelocity. That gave birth to Expedia. And that's an object lesson for us. We can't let the same thing happen to the travel advisor community with AI. We've got to get on top of AI. We've got to begin utilizing it to its fullest and keeping the human in the loop. And I think probably,
Honestly,
if you
I
think for a
use AI
moment,
every day, but you have to know how to use it. You can't, it's not just to chat. It's not just, you have to use it as a tool. I'm going to give you a great example. I have the webinar that you're hosting for me on August 20th.
right, right.
And I want to map out a branch, a tree trunk, let's say, with branches of everything that I'm discussing, which is going to be huge because I'm talking about where the industry is heading and going, because you and I see that, right? Far ahead. And I have talked to it for 2 days and I'm getting very frustrated because it's still not giving me the output of what I'm looking to do. It's giving me an outline, but it's not giving me what I need. And then this morning I thought about it. I go, I'm getting frustrated at this tool, is what it is. When in reality, I should be doing this myself. I'm getting away from, I'm getting lazy and I'm letting it, and I'm getting frustrated because it's almost like it's my virtual assistant, like, do it. What's wrong with you? And it's taking away from my thinking and what I should be doing. But then I thought, I'm thinking that way now. In a year from now, it'll be able to spit it out for me. That's how fast things are going.
Well, and already we're at the point where we will be having conversations with our AI. We won't be typing. We'll be literally having the kind of conversation that you and I are having now. But imagine being able to ask the AI that's resident in your CRM what patterns it's seen in the bookings. It's going to see things long before we'll see them. You'll be able to say, "Give me some new destinations for client Jones, and tell me what I should recommend to them next or why." And whatever the art of getting good results back is really a whole matter of prompting. If you know how to ask the question and you give enough context to the question, AI will do a much better job for you. In fact, it's perfectly okay to look at your AI and say, what should I tell you in order to give me the best possible answer? What do you need to know from me to give you the information you need to give me the best possible result? And so actually coaching it that way and letting it coach you will give much better results in the long term.
It's true. But I expected to do like to get to another level. Like it's still AI still cannot perfect videos. But it's so funny because I needed to get here. I'm here and I expected to get here. So visual, it's great in writing. I use it for all that. But for visual stuff, it's still lacking a little bit. I'm still taking my AI course. It's 4 months now. I'm on that topic right now. So you'd have to get like another 10 plugins to do what I want it to do. It does it, but then it's like out of the page. I go, can't you see it's out of the page? What's wrong with you? I can't talk to her like that because it has no emotion. It doesn't get upset with me. It's like, okay, I'll redo it. I'm like, oh my God, it would have quit already if it was a person. Uh, so yeah, I'm still struggling with it. I'm gonna end up doing it myself. You watch. So you'll be very proud of me. What do you think I hear things in the industry, right? So then you have agents who are freaking out. Oh my God, it's going to take over our job. Okay, well, they said the same thing about onlines, do they not? And we're still here. So you still need that human interaction. You can't expect it to give it everything. I had somebody call me today and they said, we want to go on a trip in 2 weeks. We booked our air, but we don't have anything in between done. Well, why would you book your air if you're going in one city and not another and you're leaving out of Sicily? That makes absolutely no sense. And you're round trip in Rome and you don't even want to go to Rome. No sense whatsoever. So I think the same thing is going to happen with AI. You can't have that much common sense of AI. So you tell me what you think the impact of AI would have on travel advisors or the travel industry.
Well, most immediately, I believe what it's going to do is make you better at what you do. It will make you more efficient. I can knock out a whole morning's work in an hour that used to take me 4 to 5 hours.
Right.
I can write a blog article, first draft, in 30 seconds. Then I'm going to spend some time polishing it and humanizing it. I can prepare for a meeting and do that by asking AI to give me the possible objections that I might hear with the client and answers for those objections. I can have her write my BDM. I can have her write a client that I want to fire, and I can get all that done in a minute. Polish it up, send it out, and now I've got time to market. Now I've got time to really organize myself. And I'll do a lot of that with the help of AI as well. So the one other thing that I think is coming up that is really worthwhile thinking about, there are people who are concerned that AI will take their job. And I'm not worried about that.
I'm not either.
It's not going to take your job from any more than Travelocity took your job. Now, will it impact? Will it disrupt? Yes, it will do some of that. But that's why we've got to prepare, and that's why we've got to become acquainted with it. But that human in the loop that completes the relationship with the client is invaluable, and that won't be replaced. Now, you may be replaced by a travel advisor who is using AI and you aren't,
Right.
but you're not likely to be replaced just by AI.
That's going to be a bigger competition. The whole thing is customer service. And when we started comparing ourselves to online, I decided to be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yes, I'm crazy. But then that was the only difference. There was two differences between online and myself. One was the pricing. So I offered a price match guarantee. And the second thing was being there 24/7 for them. Okay. So I overcame that. Now with AI, obviously it's not going to give its suggestions. It's going to give general suggestions. But if you've been there as a travel advisor, you have one up on it because you can give its personal touch, its personal itineraries, personal recommendations. AI can only give you so much. You know that ChatGPT is owned by Bing. I don't know if you knew that or not. A lot of people don't know that. Um, so it pulls the content all these years from that. But AI hasn't traveled to Italy. AI hasn't traveled to Greece to tell you firsthand, hey, when you're sitting in that little cafe, order this and do this. So you have to brush on your personal, your personal, um, how can I say, get your personal mindset back. Everything can be AI. Like when I talk to a client now, they can look at AI, they can Google something, they can search something, even the same thing with online. But there's no way that they can give it that personal human touch like I can to give them my recommendations of where I've been, what I've done, and let me tell you what to do. Because AI may refer the same thing, but it's different if I've been there to tell them what to do. And after you go to this beach, by the way, there's a little restaurant down the street. Go settle it and go do that. Do you know what I'm saying? You're still going to need that advisor. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to weed out the advisors that don't need to be in the industry, right? And we're going to hone in on the ones that really need to be there and that really love what they're doing and that give their expert opinion and their expert advice. I think we're going to see more of that.
Well, the industry has always been very susceptible to every outside influence in the world, maybe more so than any other industry. If you've got a recession, travel's affected. If you've got a boom, travel's affected. If you have COVID, travel's affected. If you've got swine flu out there somewhere, travel's affected. If you've got uh, bad politics envisioned, then that's going to affect travel too. So yeah, there's very few things that don't impact travel, and AI is just going to be another one of those disruptors. We know how to cope in this industry with disruptors, but you've got to get ahead of it.
That's right.
You can't be playing catch up.
That's right. And don't forget, AI is not booking yet. So it may get to that point. We don't know. But right now they need to get ready for that. How can a travel advisor intelligently use AI besides using it every day like I do to get used to it or get used to working with it in their travel practice every day? So if I want something, I go to Toby and I say, give me an itinerary for Italy. Or I have somebody that wants a unique experiences. What do you recommend in that area? And then I'm going to get it. Besides that, how do you think an advisor should be working it? I'll give you one other example what I do. So let's assume that I just built something on Travelify. I'm giving you an example. I will put that itinerary. All you have to do is copy and paste or screenshot something and put it in, and it'll take all the information that you just fed it. So if I put something in Travelify and I go ahead and I put it in, I said, my clients just came back from this amazing trip. Now they're home. Can you do a wonderful welcome home that sounds humanized, that I'm welcoming them home from this exact itinerary? And it'll pull all that and now make a personalized welcome home. And then I can blog from that. I could do so many things from that. The same content, you just keep spinning it into another way. That's what I do with it. But what suggestions do you have for advisors out there that may be different than what I'm doing?
I think the best thing they could do is right now, in the short term, is just use it. Just jump in there and use it in conjunction with some coaching. Everyone's out there trying to figure this out all by themselves, and you don't have to do that. And so do it with some coaching. Learn how to prompt. Right now, in the immediate time frame, learning to prompt well is absolutely key. You can say, give me an itinerary for London. 5 days. And if that's your prompt, you're going to get an answer back. But if you give it a lot more context, this is my client. This is what my client likes to do. Here's what he doesn't like to do. Here's what he's done before. Given that kind of context in the prompt is going to make all the difference in the world in the response you get back.
That's what, it's funny you say that. I use it a lot, a lot, a lot. And I'm going through a course now, which is Kane and Alyssa's course. It was $500. I go and I invest so I could learn too. Even at our age, Richard, we're still always learning. And I'm on like month 3 right now, and my head is spinning. And I have to go back and rewind, watch it again. Go back and rewind and watch it again because I was like, what was that again? I'm never going to use this. And then I go, well, you never know, Tammy, you may use it because he's doing a lot with logos, animation, you know what I mean? And things like that I feel I'm never going to use, but you never know. There may be look now, I need to figure out how to do this PowerPoint and do it through AI. It's not working. And then I even emailed him and asked him, he goes, no, they haven't really perfected that. You're better off doing it as a PDF and then taking it and doing it yourself. I'm like, okay, at least I know that I'm not going crazy. That's certain things that can be done and cannot be done. But I'm on it every day. And the other thing, I'm going to give everyone a tip right now and see if you're listening. I also feed it my information on Elite Travel every day. I'll feed it something. By the way, Elite Travel is this. And now if you ask it, even I'll put you to the test and tell me a little bit about Elite Travel Management Group in Florida, in Palm Harbor. It'll come up with a plethora of everything. Tell me about the owner. Tell me about this. Tell me about that. It's amazing how it just keeps pulling, but it's learning from you.
It is absolutely. And in our program, we've got a brand voice set up that is for that very purpose. One of the places that is going to be really strongly impacted is search. And frankly, the mechanisms that are behind AI's patterns are not well known, even to the people who originally developed AI. But almost all of its information has to come from the internet. And therefore, everyone is behooved to spend a lot of time polishing up your website, getting additional information about yourself out there, backlinks, the typical SEO type of exercise that you would have done 10 years ago. You want to be doing now, and you want to be doing it better because that's where AI is getting its information. Now, the reason that's important is one of the ways people are now using AI is they'll say, give me 5 really good travel agents in Tallahassee who excel at Hawaii vacations. Now, if you're not out there on the internet with a website with client reviews, with backlinks and articles and other publications, then you're not going to get as full, robust, let's say, not as robust a response from the AI as it may give someone who has done all those things. And so in the immediacy, actually, basic SEO still means something. And the time that you spend in will stay in front of where search is headed with AI.
Well, we're going to have AEO soon. So you're going to have that soon. And then you have SEO. But that's what I always advertised on Google. I still advertise on Google. I spend thousands of dollars a month on Google. But now there's a little twist to it. I do Google, but I also do the SEO. But now I'm going to be doing AEO. But then you still have to talk to AI and still feed it information. So when I searched myself and I pulled that up, it was like I was like 5th. I go, but wait a minute. Elite Travel has this that they've done, and then it keeps pulling me up the ladder. So yeah, so if for those agents that say they have nothing going on right now, or they're slow, or whatever the case may be, just like it happened during COVID, that's what I did. Richard, I sat and revamped my entire website, wrote, well, that's because I knew about AI then too. A lot of people didn't know about it. They're kind of late in the game. I knew about AI in 2022. I was doing things in 21. It was still in code, and my son was helping me. But the point being is that I have 780 pages on my website and they're all hand done. So this is the time to revamp. And if you don't have a website, for God's sakes, reach out to Richard and he'll help you with the website. You need something. You can't just go out there and say, I want to be found, but you're not putting the work in.
No, this is the travel business, and you've got to treat it that way. Like if you were in any other business, you would invest in yourself, you would invest in your company, you would take the time to do the things necessary to put yourself out in front of the public. And that's still required of us.
That's right. So are you an order taker or are you an entrepreneur? If you're entrepreneur building your business, then be an entrepreneur and build your business. Stop treating it like we're in travel, we're in fun. we're here to make it and run it as a business, you know? And we've seen too many things change, and AI is here to stay or not take over, but definitely stay. So besides that, with AI, and giving them a little pointers of what I do, right? I take it and now I have a great welcome home that I don't have to recreate and say, oh, where did they go? Tells them everything in their welcome home. What else do you see that they should be doing? Let's give them a little bit of time frames here. Let's give them a little bit of a challenge. What do you think agents should be doing between now and, let's say, in 90 days? What is if they're not familiar at all with AI, chat, with nothing? There's a lot of people that still aren't familiar.
You know, begin using it, but begin using it intelligently. I I I can't tell you how many people I see just give up because they're not getting immediate results like everyone else they think is getting. And that's simply a matter of understanding the proper way to do it. It's not technology. You don't have to worry about the technology piece of it. You just have to use it correctly. You have to prompt correctly. And so studying prompting, studying context, uh, challenging the AI to ask your AI to tell you how to do this better.
You gave me a great idea. Why don't they prompt it to give it the best prompts?
Yeah. You should always recursively come back to your prompt. So
Right, but
once you
let's say
get your
they go,
answer,
they're not
say,
familiar, right? Let's
what else could I tell you that would enhance this answer? And it will tell you what to do.
Right, but what I'm saying is just like you said, they have to learn the prompts. I have an entire book. It's like my Bible of prompts. It's like 100 and something pages long. It's a long story, but mine goes from one prompt to another to another to another, and it teaches me. But you could easily do this. All you have to do is go on ChatGPT. I guarantee if we do this now, we could probably do it. If you just go into chat or go into Toby or go into whatever you want and say, if I'm in travel and I need a specific information, I'm writing an email to a customer, how should I prompt you? And they'll give you the prompt. Do you see what I'm saying? You're already cheating a little bit. I think.
Yeah, and I want to put one cautionary note out there. Do not use in business. Do not use the free version of ChatGPT. And there's a reason for that. The paid version and people like us don't train the AI on your information. The free ChatGPT does. So if you're putting confidential client information in there, you're exposing it to the rest of the world. And typically that's only used in a metadata sort of way. And by that I mean if they've got 100 travel agents out there searching various destinations, they'll collate that information and sell it. Now, they may not sell your client name, they may not sell your email address, but you've probably already signed away the right to protect that. And secondarily, what they are collating are all those various destinations being researched, which becomes really important data in order to plan how to market. If I know that Venice, Italy is being replaced by an alternative destination in a big way because Venice is over touristed, if that destination is being searched by 100 different travel agents and they're giving that information over to AI, then AI now knows that destination as well and will start returning it more frequently to people who are researching. And that will typically be non-travel agents.
I learned
So
something.
just a little word of caution about that.
Yeah, and when I put in the stuff from Travify, I take out the names. All it is the product information. I don't include names in there either. There's a lot that I learned. Do you know? Here's a little bit of trivia. Did you know that, let's say somebody writes an ebook, right? You write an ebook and you put it out there. Do you know, or you have your website, and if you write your entire website on AI, that copyright is 50% owned by AI.
Yeah, that question is open. That's open to some question, and I tend to think that the process of revision and editing will take care of that. But there still are open questions about copyright.
Oh, they still are? Oh, I thought that was yeah, but that's what I do too. Like I'll have something written, but I'll have to put my personal touch into it and change it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited about the way the future is going. I learn a lot. I'll be really honest with you. I'm actually learning more with AI than I had before. Like I may have not known something and I'll put it in and I'll learn something new. And I'm like, I think it's educating me more. I don't know. I just feel that way. I feel like smarter with it or something.
Well, AI, and this kind of goes back to search. AI is more comfortable to us because it's the way we think. It's the way that we interact with the world. If I go to Google and search, a destination, then Google's going to give me 100, 200, 300, 400 results. And to know anything about it, I'm going to have to go through every one of those results and figure out what's good and what's not. If I ask AI the same question about a destination, I'm going to get a compiled answer. I'm in one spot. I don't have to go to 50 other sites to figure it out. And so AI,
AI anyway. You search
AI mimics the way we
comes
think.
up is AI now.
What's that?
When you search something now with Google, you go and you search something in Google, doesn't your AI come up on your screen right away? The first thing that comes up is AI. You used to be able to search something, and the first thing that used to come up is if I did travel agents in my area, the first thing used to come up was me and then the entire area. Now you'll do that, and first AI will come up, and then everything else will come up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, Google, there's a myth running around that Google somehow penalizes AI. Google does not penalize AI. They penalize bad content. So if you use AI to write bad content, that's a problem. But you could write a blog article first draft in AI, and that's perfectly okay with Google. They have a big investment in AI. They know that there's a certain threat to them by AI. And what they're doing is exactly what I'm recommending that travel agents do is rather than hold it at arm's length, pull it entire and figure it out.
Well, if we're doing anything, we're giving more information for Google to have,
Oh yeah.
you know? So tell me, let's talk a little bit about, because we're going to wrap things up. We have about 10 minutes. I am super stoked about our TAS Live cruise coming up. It is on Royal Caribbean Wonder of the Seas, January 12th to the 16th, 2026. And Richard, I know that we're going to have panels and we're going to have different discussions. We're going to be talking about this. You'll be explaining all this. You're going to be so tired of doing this. But at the end, maybe we'll have AI do it for you. I don't know. But we're also going to do something that I haven't mentioned yet. So I'm going to mention it here. So, opposite my profit mastery class, if they go on the one day, right, let's say on the 13th, on the 14th in the morning, between you, Miss Jen, and David, you'll have those 3 hours split that you'll be able to do a personalized hour and a half with everyone. Plus, you'll be on the cruise to be able to talk to them more about AI, Toby, show them things. Maybe you can teach them a few prompts to get used to learning how to speak with it. But anything that they should know that you're going to be going over on the cruise, or anything you want to add to that I don't know what you may be planning.
Well, I think the conversation we've had here is going to be a large part of it because it still is new. It still is largely misunderstood. It's still way too feared by a large segment of the agency population. So I really want to go over how to be productive, how to use it the way it ought to be used, why you don't have to be afraid of it, how you position yourself and your practice with AI to ensure that you are part of a team, that it's not just another tool like your computer. AI is artificial intelligence, and taking advantage of the intelligence piece of that is really important and really useful, really incredibly useful.
Well, I'm excited about that coming up. I'm excited about AI. I just see a difference. Hell, when I first got in and understood AI, not from code, okay? You have to understand that I went through all this. I have a son who's in his 30s. Oh, what am I talking about? Your son. That's what he does all day. So you know what I'm saying. We had to do this. We didn't have a choice. It was like, Dad, if you don't do this and if you don't step up to your game, you're going to be left behind. And you're in a totally different level than I am. But all I heard for the last 3, 4 years is, Mom, I need to show you this, because if you don't do this, you're going to be left behind. And I learned so much from him, and now I love it. I enjoy it. But a few things that I'm using, that I'm going to be using on the entire cruise. So a lot of times we have to learn how to do percentages and a lot of numbers, especially in the profit mastery. So what I'm going to do is say, hey, I'm going to talk to my little chat chick that I have, and I'm say, hey, what is the percentage of this and this? I'm not even going to do the math anymore. I'm going to let it do all my math the entire time.
That's a big help to me because math is not my strong point.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of time. So this way I'm eliminating probably an hour a day just by doing that and asking it those questions. So while we're engaging and working in the workshops, I will be using AI for sure 2000%. We're going to be doing that in my sessions. I'm sure you'll be, well, it is your session, so you're going to be doing that as well. You're not going to have much of a choice on yours. But yeah. But is there anything that you think again, to them to work on? We're going to be challenging everyone. They're going to be learning so much. I'm stoked. I'm ready. People need to get to the next level. That's it. Leave this whole travel psyche right now that you have, because in a few months we're going to be here, and we don't want to leave you here. So get there. Start working towards it.
Yep, yep. I mean, my advice would be to get ahead of it. Take it seriously. Get ahead of it. It's a real tool. Now, if you're an agent that got into this for, yeah, to retire and essentially ride ride the travel train, um, it may not be as important to you. But if you're making a business of this, then it's absolutely essential. It's going to be every bit as essential as the basic travel knowledge that you have now.
So, what we need to do is give them a challenge, which we are. And the next thing is, maybe by from now until the cruise comes up, you could write a prompts book.
You're suggesting I do that? You know, to tell you the truth, I am more interested in teaching people how to prompt than to teaching them prompts because everyone's circumstance is a little different. And memorizing and writing down prompts per se, I don't find as useful as studying how a prompt ought to be constructed. And so that's what I'd like to focus on is what are the contextual aspects that are going to help whatever AI you're using give you the best possible results.
And then you have to keep continuing. It's not just one chat. Trust me. If you see this whole outline, it's where it started and where it's at. I love everything about the content. It's just not painting me a really pretty picture right now because it can't yet. What I want, what I want out of it. You know what I mean? Like I tell it, give
Right.
a pretty blue, and it's this like, you can't even read that. What are you giving me? What happened to my logo? It's now disappeared. Why are the letters outside the page? You know what I mean? It's trying, but it's not at that point yet. But we're going to learn a lot together, including myself. I'm always learning and I love it. And I love you, Richard. You are the best all these years. I'm so happy that you're in my life. I really am. I think that.
Well, thank you, Tammy, and that's mutual.
Thank you. Thank you. So why don't we do this though? Before we close, tell everyone how they can get a hold of you, your email address or your website.
It's richard.earls at tro.travel.
Okay. And if they go to tro.travel,
Right.
that'll be everything there. Or is there a certain site for Voyager, or is that they'll see Voyager on that site?
Yeah, use the tro.travel. That's the best thing to use.
Okay, tro.travel. Agents, you don't have a website? tro.travel. Agents, you need help with social media? tro.travel. You need help with AI, Toby? tro.travel. Boy, I think I've said everything now. I could be your commercial. Well, thank you again. It's been great, and I look forward to our cruise. We're gonna have a blast.
Well, thanks for having me, and I'm looking forward to that as well.